It's a burning fire in my soul. We can all use more love to save the world. And if you feel that joy in your heart, hold on, don't let it part. This is Nature Ellis, and you're tuned into Big Stone Television with the vision.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. Today we are blessed with a live and a kicking legend, an icon, a man who's not just a singer, a songwriter, an engineer, but also a record producer. We're talking about the great Linval Thompson. Originally revered in the 70s as a singer of roots anthems, Linval Thompson went on to build another career as one of the first and foremost producers of dancehall music. Born in 1954 in Kingston, Linval grew up in the tough ghetto district of Kingston 13. There was no music in the family, to tell the truth. I was just born with this gift. His initial foray into the music business was neither singing nor producing, but promoting sound system dances in his neighborhood. Way back when I was about 14 or 15, I started to go out to sound systems. In the early 70s, I used to keep dances in my area, and my first involvement in the music business was when I booked a local sound named Sir Percy to play, trying to be a promoter in my area. In 1968, Linval's mother relocated to New York, and his father, sisters, and brothers then followed her. Linval was the next to travel to America, seeking employment, and his chosen career was music. I started singing like crazy. Every move I made, I'd be singing, but breaking into the music business was not easy. I longed to record but didn't know how to start. Eventually, Linval met a local singer named Patrick Alley. He took me to a studio in Brooklyn named Artcraft, and that's where I did my first ever recording. There's no other woman in this world. Everyone said I sounded like Dennis Brown. I pressed up about 500 copies and sent some back to Jamaica just to let my friends hear me singing. It was because I loved it. It wasn't for the money. Although the record proved to be a moderate seller, Linval said, "I don't think you can find a copy of it right now." He then went on to record for the New York-based Mart's label, and before returning to Jamaica in 1974, where he met up with Stammer Upson. He took me down to Randy's Studio 7 on North Parade. Dennis Brown was mashing up the place with a hit called Westbound Train, and I came with this song named Westbound Plane. The song flew away. Everyone wondered who this young artist trying a thing and sounding like Dennis Brown was. All the producers wanted to work with this new artist now. And so Linval began to record with many of Kingston's top producers, including Augustus Pablo, with the now rare and in-demand Natty Dreader Pressure Them, and with Phil Pratt at Lee Scratch Perry's recently opened Black Hawk Studio. I did 2 songs with Phil Pratt, Jaja Redder Than Red, which was a hit, and Girl You Got to Run. Both were released in London on the Fate label and helped to boost the young singer's reputation. Linval then went on to work for Scratch on Kung Fu Man, a tribute to Bruce Lee, which was released on Globe International. He now settled in the Woodfield Town district of Kingston, where he befriended Johnny Clark, who was enjoying an incredible run of hits with legendary producer Bunny Striker Lee. Then on the great Bunny Striker Lee, Johnny Clark was mashing up the old place with Move Out of Babylon, and we were good friends. I stayed close to him, trying to see if I can be a singer, but every day Bunny Lee said, "Come back next day, come back next day." He just had me waiting and waiting, but I wanted to put out songs. Although Linval was keen to sing, Striker was understandably reluctant to slow down Johnny Clark's career, but he knew that Linval's time would soon come. One night we went to King Tubby's studio, voicing Johnny Clark, and I still hadn't voiced. I was still waiting for my time. I said to Bunny, "Could you give me that rhythm track? I'll voice it and take it for myself." Striker said, "Yes, take the track," but I had to voice it first. Jah blessed me with these lyrics, and I sung "Don't Cut Off Your Dreadlocks." Striker kept the track. Only one song I voiced that night, and it was mixed the next day. The record was a huge hit when it was released on Striker's Prophecy label, and Linval Thompson became a superstar, joining Johnny Clark and Cornell Campbell as the third member of Striker's hit-making vocal roster. Many of Linval's records celebrated the Rastafarian faith and were released internationally through Striker Lee's powerful overseas connections. Striker took the song to England, where it was released on Ground Nation, and 7-inch and Count Shelley later put out an album of the same name. Linval then recorded a tune for one of Kingston's top sound system, Socialist Roots, and Train to Zion became their all-time top anthem. In 1976, Linval established his own Thompson Song label, and 2 years later, he licensed his first 3 self-produced long-playing sets to Trojan Record for release in London. It just came to me that I needed to do this. My next set of recording was an album, I Love Marijuana, and I took it to England to Trojan. From there, it's all over. I made a dub album, Negria Love Dub, and TJ album with Big Joe named African Princess, and Trojan released them as well. During this period, Linval made the acquaintance of Henry Junjo Laws, and following Linval's patronage, Junjo became one of the most successful record producers of the following decade. Then I met Junjo Laws. This was before Barrington Levy had come on. In 1978-1979, I started to give Junjo a couple of tracks, and then he met Barrington Levy. After that, he started to voice Barrington, and he started to mash up the whole place. Came to the UK and Greensleeve. As he became increasingly involved with record production, Linval worked with a stellar lineup of different musicians at a number of different studios in order to achieve his musical aims. I started with Sly and Robbie, but I usually used the Roots Radix and Sly and Robbie. It was a mixture, but we get more hits out of the Roots Radix. I recorded mostly at Channel 1 and mixed at King Tubby's. Sometime I voiced at King Tubby's, sometime at Channel 1, just to get a different sound. You also remember how hard it had been for him to get that initial break in the music business to make his first records. So much talent, and I didn't just want to push myself. I now started to concentrate on producing rather than singing. I didn't plan it that way. It just happened. It happened that way, and now many people know me more as a producer. Things happen that way. It's mysterious, and it really worked for me. He recorded newcomer Ecomouse and DJ Lee Van Cleef and Papa Tullo, but also worked with established stars including Al Campbell and Johnny Osborne. In 1982, Freddie McGregor, another established star, gave Linval Thompson's song label its biggest hit to date. I Can See Kingston Harbour and the ships from my house in Stony Hill. And when he came to my house, Freddie looked out and said, "Big ships in the harbour." We went to the studio that afternoon and recorded Big Ship. His biggest hit produced by Linval Thompson. And then we did the album for Greenslave. The record was so popular that Freddie named his record label and recording studio Big Ship when he started to producing for himself. Over the last 35 years, Linval Thompson really and truly has done much to shape the direction of Jamaican music by successfully building a bridge between the old and the new. His production always firmly based in the conscious style of reality reggae helped to define the genre that followed, dancehall music. You have to make changes, but you have to stick to the roots, said Linval Thompson. Powerful words coming out of a powerful singer, coming out of a powerful record producer, Linval Thompson. He was way ahead of his time. He was able to bridge the gap between reggae and dancehall and still maintain that rootical sound. We have to big up Linval Thompson for the hard work, the discipline and the dedication that you have given to the music. You, sir, have laid the foundation for reggae music where it's at today. And that is why I am on this platform enforcing that we carry the roots of the music, the roots of reggae music, so that our younger children can listen to quality music and become great men and women of tomorrow. Linval Thompson, you're an honored gentleman. We're so happy that you're still alive and here with us, so we still can capture the essence of who you are, the essence of reggae music, the essence of leading one generation on into the future. Linval Thompson, you came, you saw, and you definitely conquered. It's an honor, sir, listening to your tune and listening to your production. They have been great thus far, but we know, Linval, we know there's a whole lot more that you have in store for us. So we're going to sit quietly and await the giant. Jamaica, we're proud. Jamaica, we're honored. Jamaica, we're blessed with such a man as Mr. Linval Thompson. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, oh my God, don't you see how hard Big Stone is working? Please subscribe now, man. Thank you so much. Have a great day.